Have you ever met someone who changed your life, even though they were only part of it for a short time? कभी कभी लाइफ में ऐसे लोग मिलते हैं, people who enter our lives unexpectedly and somehow leave a deep impact. Sometimes the connection feels intense. Sometimes it feels meaningful in ways that are difficult to explain. And when that relationship ends, it often leaves us with more questions than answers. We usually grow up believing that the most important relationships in our life are the ones that last forever. But life कभी-कभी कुछ और ही सिखाती है. Sometimes people come into our lives not to stay forever, but to change something inside us. They awaken something, a feeling, a realization, a part of ourselves that had been quiet for a long time. And because of that awakening, their presence can feel incredibly powerful. Suddenly, life थोड़ी ज़्यादा alive लगने लगती है. You may feel more seen, more understood, more emotionally connected. And in those moments, it's very natural to believe that the connection will last, that this person will become an important part of your life. But not every relationship is meant to become a long chapter. Some are only meant to be a turning point. Sometimes those connections reveal things about ourselves that we hadn't fully seen before. They show us what we truly long for, what we value, what we need emotionally. And sometimes they also reveal patterns in the way we relate to people, how we trust, how we hope, how we hold on to something beautiful, even when it slowly begins to slip away. When those connections end, the experience can feel confusing. You might wonder, if this was so meaningful, why didn't it last? If this person mattered so much, why did they leave? But maybe the meaning of those relationships was never only about how long they stayed. Maybe their meaning lies in what they awakened within us. Some people show us part of ourselves that were waiting to be seen. They remind us that we are capable of feeling deeply, capable of connection, capable of love, even if the relationship itself was temporary. And sometimes the hardest part is accepting that the connection can be meaningful, even if it was not meant to stay. Life does not always measure importance by duration. Some of the most important moments in life are brief. A conversation, a meeting, a relationship that changes how we see ourselves. When we look back later, we realize something important, that those people were not just passing through our lives, they were part of our growth. They were mirrors, showing us something about who we are. And once we see that clearly, the story of that connection begins to change. It is no longer only about loss. It becomes about understanding, about awareness, about the moment when something inside us shifted. And maybe that is the real reason some people enter our lives. Not to stay forever, but to help us see something important. Something that was always there, right in front of us.